was refreshing. The lefty stole my question. Go figure that one. So I will ask a different question. If you'd be so kind to indulge me, I'd like to ask you, who or what is God to you?
Who or what is God to me?
Yes, and what role, if any, does that play?
God's my man. I mean, it's the creator of the universe, the master of heaven and earth. Who is God to me? God is, as an Orthodox Jew, I believe that God provided us a moral foundation in the Bible, and that moral foundation is, if you live by that moral foundation, you will live a happier, better life, freer of sin. I think that God provides the idea of an objective moral standard that immediately begins to crumble as soon as you get to a subjective idea that everybody can create their own morality. So that's I think, the role of God in society. As far as what is God to me personally, all I can say is that I don't believe in God. I know in God. I don't just have faith in God. I have trust in God. And so that may not end up well for me, because it doesn't always end up well for people with faith. But I think that not recognizing God's providence over the universe, for me particularly, would be an act of tremendous ingratitude.
Amen. I don't know as much about this topic as I maybe should to ask this question. I'm kind of cribbing from Sam Harris here, but if the Sanhedrin were to be reconvened, would you become a fascist of sorts?
So Sam Harris, and I enjoy Sam Harris's books. The idea of a religious theocracy is not something that greatly appeals to me. So no, and I don't think that I think that originally, if you look at the Bible, the idea was that it was a monarchy. It wasn't ruled by the Sanhedrin. It was a constitutional monarchy where there was actually a quasi-balance of power between the king and the Sanhedrin. So the Sanhedrin would be the legal authority, and it was a legal authority, but the idea that it would become a religious fascist state, that, as it says right in the Talmud, the Bible is replete with talk about the death penalty, for example. It says in the Talmud that a Sanhedrin that had one person killed every 70 years was considered a murderous Sanhedrin. So I think that the idea of the Taliban-like religious theocracy walking the streets, Judaism has moved a long way beyond that in the last 3,000 years.